we're back. My camera ran out of charge. I'm just gonna like this because I don't think you can hear me if it's all the way over there. Okay. Yeah, so I think, okay, I don't know what party huntus means. I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to stop this video. These English psychologists, let's do this again. What they okay, one finds them, whether voluntary or involuntary, always at the same task, namely of pushing the party huntus. I'm just gonna like guess this is like, is it gonna mean something like special or most beautiful part, or like most real, like most like and like the same thing, but like what Nietzsche would call special and beautiful, which is like brutal. Yeah, so I'm gonna guess that's that. Of our inner world into the foreground and of seeking that which is. No, that's not what it means. So, that which is actually effective, leading, decisive for our development. So it helps our development, whatever this is being pushed to. But this thing, you wouldn't want it, you would be like ashamed to find out that it was, so this thing, and it's being explained in like a useful way. I guess yeah, like useful means like predetermined, like determined by the necessity of the situation rather than like the necessity of the arbitrary, like the arbitrary necessity, like or just the arbitrariness of the subject, which is kind of like embarrassing because it's like, oh, like, you know, all these things you made, you just did them because that was the necessary thing to do. But there's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, where men would least wish to find it, because that's the identity, right? Well into the foreground and of seeking that which is actually effective, leading us precisely where the intellectual predator would least wish to find it, so that they're the same thing. Where you would least want to find it, and it being effective and useful are the same thing. I have read this book before, so I'm kind of cheating. For example, in the vis inertia of, but this is like, why would the vis inertia of habit and forgetfulness like necessarily coincide with Hi. Yeah, I am.
I love your cosplay.
Thank you.
Have you seen any like Homestuck prints anywhere?
I have. There's like two shops that sell them and they're right next to each other.
Okay.
Do you want me to guide you there?
No, it's okay.
Okay. It's about like a bit past halfway.
Okay.
Like if you like draw a line down the middle there, it's like a bit past halfway.
Alright. Okay.
Good luck. Am I fucking Vriska? Bro, like no. How could I possibly not be Vriska? Her one is so specific. This is the most specific one. Like you literally like, what? I have a little thing. I'm always so fascinated with this one there. Like it's like a little wrench. Like is she is she design? It's like a wrench. It's just so amazing. It's like a grabby thing. It's so like agency coded. Oh damn. Anyway, back to the book. That was something different happened, but that wasn't something different started. Like nothing like started from that. So I'm gonna keep reading. Like the only thing that will probably make me stop would be like someone coming and like grabbing me and saying you have to come here, or so they want me to go really far away, or bring like if I'm so thirsty that I literally want to die. I'm really thirsty, like it's pushing it. Or there might even, there's like oh my god, there's like a chai tea place. Chai tea, yeah, they're different. Chai and tea are different. Chai has connotations in the English language now that are different from tea, you fuckwit. Oh, they're the same word. Fuck up. Anyway. Torque really doesn't understand transverse. Anyway. What is actually that always drives psychopaths in this direction? So yeah, like I'm gonna just like YOLO this because we've kind of been in this passage for a long way. It's like that you're trying to find like it's like oh, is it just a coincidence that they always will like embarrass the human spirit basically with their findings? Like oh, it's always just people trying to do yeah, whatever. Is it a secret, malicious, base instinct to belittle mankind? One that perhaps cannot be acknowledged itself. So it's like yeah, that like it's like he's just like maybe we should just read this off of like the vibe. Like the vibe is like this is fucking belittling my spirit and just making it like everything I do is like either like predetermined, like so systematic that it's like well, that's the thing. I don't get his problem with it being systematic. I don't know. Or like you know, I don't know. He would probably use words like fucking. It's super weak or something. I'm trying to find my my fucking gray shit. My grace paint. That's like it's like what gray face paint. My coworker. I do that for a job. Once a week, so it's not too bad. And the magic of there you go. It's still the same. Like if I wore like eyeliner, maybe that would. Oh, blue eyeliner would. Oh my god, why did I fucking think of it? Anyway, let's keep going. Yes. Or, say, a pessimistic suspicion. The mistrust of the disappointed, gloomy idealists who have become poisonous and green. Or a little subterranean animosity and rancor against Christianity and Plato. Goated. That is awesome. And has perhaps not yet made it past the threshold of consciousness. Okay, yeah. So basically, that's the whole thing. Is like what? Like suppressed and then transformed. Suppressed, like inability that transforms into something else. That's like the ressentiment process. Spoiler alert. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be saying words that we haven't read the past yet. Okay. It is secret, malicious, based instinct. But he like defends Christianity sometimes because it like is volitional in a way to just say like, yeah, there is God. I just believe it. Like I don't have any scientific evidence. It is a really good example of like just like letting volition be the principle of like reality for you, which is as powerful as false. But I use the word volition. I don't know if he does. Or even a or even a lascivious taste for the disconcerting, for the painful, paradoxical, for the questionable and nonsensical aspects of existence. I don't know what lascivious means, so I can't get anything from the sentence. Or finally, a little of everything, a little meanness, a little gloominess, a little anti-Christianity, a little tickle on the need for. Oh, so they wanted. Lascivious means they wanted it, I guess, because that would correspond to the lascivious line. But I am told that they are simply old, cold, boring frogs who creep and hop around on human beings, into human beings, as if they were really in their element there, namely in a swamp. I resist this still more. I don't believe it. And if one is permitted to wish where one cannot know, and if one is permitted to wish where one cannot, that's sweet. That's cute. Then I wish from my heart that the reverse may be the case with them. That these explorers and microscopists of the soul are basically brave, magnanimous, and proud animals who know how to keep a rein on their hearts as well as their pain, and have trained themselves to sacrifice all desirability to truth, to every truth, even plain, harsh, ugly, unpleasant, unchristian, immoral truths, for there are such truths. Okay, so That's interesting. He would hope to believe that. That's really good because it's like that's the whole thing, right? It's like you're like, oh, you know, scientists oppose Christianity. Like, no, they just actually refer to themselves to an even more well. But the thing is like people believe in science often just like believe in spare time too. But they like don't let themselves like genuinely like there is a difference between like religious roleplay and like the sort of like level at which roleplay gets in society, where it's like, oh, I'll get into this show. Like it'll only go as far as that. Like you, like I mean, obviously not with me, but like most people are just like they like even atheism will do that to you. Like it will be like, oh, I have to like draw. Well, it's not even atheism will do that to you. It's like the culture around science will do that to you. Or it's like okay, I guess it's like the generic psychology opinions will do that to you. Like, oh, you know, like reading is good, or like this is good for my health, or like this is my hobby, and like you'll never like let it get it. Like this is what happened with me and my sister the other day. We were like arguing, so I was like trying to tell her. We weren't arguing, but I was trying to tell her. I was like every time I get into a friendship, there's like this graph that I know is the true trajectory of the friendship, and every time it starts to plateau because I know that like I don't have the conceptual framework to do like to show to this person what I want to show them. Like if you think about it, right? Like if every line is a sentence, like sorry, like just let's think of like the basic unit of a friendship, which I would say is like the statement, like just like saying something to them or like doing something in front of them, like being like or we don't even have to define it. We just like say like imagine a basic unit of friendship, like the basic like it's like the note of friendship, right? Like theoretically that's vague enough that anything could go there, like as in like you know like in my friendship I could be like, oh, what's the next step? The next step is just like I'm gonna go fucking write, like not talk to you for 5 years and write a fucking magnum opus. That might like it's not like impossible. That is the next. That is what the friendship was amounting to, and like actually that would be the direction of friendship, and the like normalcy of like, oh, we have to see each other every week. Oh, we have to do this every week. Or like you know the normalcy of just wanting to see people and that just desire that you have to see people. That might not be necessarily friendship related. Cause surely like the progression of the friendship is just like what would be the next thing to do to like, and then I'm gonna use this in like really big quotation marks because I don't like this terminology, but you know what I mean. It's like what would be the next thing to do to make us grow closer, or something like that. Or like how would we support each other next? And it could be something as vague as that. It could be something as like, and the other way I usually frame it is just like I don't have the words to continue this friendship, so I need to make up the concepts that would go here, and then use them to continue the friendship in storyline. Because otherwise, if you just go like, if you just go in virtue of like keep repeating what you were doing before. I actually like associate this with one of like my op concepts, which I call like my forms of sin, but they're worse than sins probably. They're like sort of like in my system they're more, sins are pretty easy to deal with in Christianity I feel, whereas this is like, because these things become like conditions for things that happen later. Like they sort of like you get buried in them and you can't get out, which is kind of how sin works in Christianity and stuff like that. But I think of it as like a piecewise graph. So like if you have a, this might be a really like unnecessarily complicated metaphor, but whatever. Like if you have a graph, right? It's like maybe I should do it this way. Like you can like project where a thing's gonna go based on its past, right? Like you can be like, okay, if we just keep doing this forever, then it will like this will be the shape of it. So it's like if you have a graph that's going like this, and let's say like let's say like we can compare it to like a failable thing. Like let's say I'm trying to map, I don't know, like a spring tension, right? Which is going to be ironic because I'm going to use the image of a plateauing graph to as what I'm trying to explain is the opposite of what I'm talking about. But let's just talk about spring tension graphs, right? Like the more weight I put in this, the length of the spring will correspond to the force that it exerts on whatever's at the end of the spring, either going like downward or upward. That's true until you get to like the fucking tension point, like the point where the string starts to break, and then it's like it takes heaps of force to make it just a little bit longer. It's actually the same with momentum and like the Lorentz factor, where it will take like heaps of, it takes tons of like more momentum to get just a little bit more speed. So the actual graph looks like that. But if you just like copied the first half of the graph, right? You did the first half of the graph, and you're like, oh, that's a linear graph. I'm gonna just copy that for like the next like 20 x values. Like, yeah, okay, so then like that's a graph, but it's not like the real thing, right? And that's like sort of my idea of friendship is like when there are actually two forms of like like what is regular, right? Where it would be like what is regular is like what is true to the friendship, or like what is true to the like, and that's a bullshit word. Like I don't know what is true to a friendship, but like I don't know how to define that. But I would just say like there's like the true distribution, and then there would be like, and this will make sense in a second. There's the true distribution, and then there'll be like the normal distribution where it's like you just like project the past onto the future and be like, oh, so if it was going like, if it was this before, then it will be this then, right? But that's like precisely the problem. Like that's actually just completely wrong. Like like if you can get this fucking idea in your head, like can you imagine a thing that isn't just repeatingly regular, but like its true shape is something that like is one way for a really long time, and then it drastically changes. And like all great friendships are like this. Like all great, or like all anything great, like has this like fucking random, unexpected turnabout that just can't be justified by what was prior. Like, you know, like any, like just think of like plenty of like authors and shit, like, you know, they're just like random people and they're like, alright, I'm just gonna do this now. Like, you know, anything like it's not that normal. I actually don't think that like like a predictable thing where like the past perfectly matches the future is not that normal. So when I say true distribution, this is what I'm getting at, right? There'd be the true distribution and the projection, the like repetition projection. Like, and you know what I mean by that. You know that I mean it's like projecting like, oh, it's been going this way so far, so let's make it keep going that way. And the true one I haven't defined yet. So the impasse would be something like this. Like I will be going through this friendship, and it will be like going this certain way, but I feel this thing like this like thing building up, and then it like will just appear in front of me like, oh, this is not normal, this is not a friendship, this is like some fucking philosophical impasse, this is some like philosophical thing, there's a philosophical friendship, this is like as in the friendship, the philosophy is for the friendship, and the friendship does philosophy, it just does it, just as Nietzsche just said, where he's like, what an interesting riddle, what an interesting fucking puzzle. Actually, you know what, I'm totally making this a series, this is gonna be like the videos I make now, like instead of those random rants, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna title it like, reading the genealogy of morality in Vriska cosplay, then a random rant. Oh, cosplay competition! Fuck, man. I want to enter. Look how good my cosplay is. I'm actually not gonna stop ranting about this or stop reading it, because that's not, but I do want to look at, but like, do I care? I don't know, some cosplays are really beautiful. So, maybe I do care. Maybe I care. Who knows? Anyway, where were we? So, dude, I'm like crazy spoon. Artistic angles.